Thank you for being tuning in to D-Lee Family and Friends. I know y'all been tuning in to what's been trending, right? Like everybody else, I watch Dub, I watch Brittany, I've been watching the back and forth. I hope y'all been watching all the back and forth. So if you don't know, Brittany dropped some blogs saying some things about her baby father, Dub, right? Dub responded with some videos. Then their sister on Snapchat responded with her perspective. But I want to give you my perspective. I'm not going to give y'all what I think truly happened, the full story. I'll let you go back and watch Dub's perspective. I'll let you go back and watch Brittany's. I'll let you go watch Tawana's. And then you put your perspective together. This is just my perspective from hearing all three things, right? And so my biggest thing about what's going on, like who's winning, what's going on, this is my perspective, what's going on between them. Brittany said, and to me, this is one of the most important that I heard her say. She said that the most important thing is she'll do anything, even stay in LA if she have to, for her son Uwap. And just for y'all don't know, Uwap is the kid sensation. He's the best kid on YouTube, second to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they're younger. But Uwap been killing the internet for a long time. So he is a good, huge kid star. Everybody love Uwap. I done seen them be out and grown people walk up on Uwap and speak to him and not his parents. So it really is crazy. He's like that. And so his mother said, in the midst of her going back and forth, and I don't want to get into being super messy. I ain't dropping it for that. But if y'all, like, comment, subscribe, hit me with a lot of comments, then I might get a little messy. But I ain't planning to get messy. But the most important thing I heard her say is, even if she have to, she'll be willing to stay in LA if that means for the greater good for her son. She said she's willing to do anything for her son. The most important thing I heard Dub say, Dub said he'll be willing to die for his son. He'll do anything for his son. And I think both of those are important factors. Now, they're not able to get along. They're not talking right now. You got to go back and listen to both of their sides of why they're not talking. You can go listen to Tawana's side of why they're not talking. But in my perspective, and Tawana's the sister for anybody that don't know, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. But I did hear Dub say he's willing to do anything for his son, right? And so before I really get into my perspective, I wish that yesterday, and I'm assuming, I'm about to assume, I don't know these people, they don't know me, I just watch as a fan. But I wish that yesterday, when Dub showed Brittany in the car, that he hadn't took the car, or whatever the case may be.
How can I take a car when somebody is driving it, right? Let's see. Is this the car I took? This the car I took? I want to show y'all real quick.
What'd you say?
This the car I took?
Didn't you text me?
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy, y'all. That's how I took a car that she driving. Jesus Christ.
I wish that Dub would have had a conversation with her. Y'all was close enough to have a conversation. I just wish they would have had a conversation off camera, not live. We didn't need to see it as fans, but I wish they would have had a conversation. So we got two things. One thing, they both are willing to do whatever in favor of the child, in the best regard of the child. Then the other thing we have is they disagree. I'm not going to go as far as hate. I don't think they hate each other. I just think they having a disagreement and they don't like each other right now. And that happens sometimes in relationships. And so that's where we are, right? And so my thing is, how do they get to a point of resolving it? And my thing is, if y'all really love Uwap as how both of you guys have said, then, you got to figure out how y'all can communicate. And I think they do a great job of parenting. I think Dub is a great father. I think Brittany, from what we see, I don't know these people, only from what we see, I think they are both great parents from the outside. I think the issue is that when they're trying to communicate with each other, or they're trying to do things to make themselves happy, it causes conflict with the other party. Because when you have a child, right? Y'all a unit. Even if y'all separated, y'all still a unit. Y'all gotta still operate together, and that's creating them some type of conflict. Where before they was co-parenting pretty well, and now there's been a struggle, right? And so, how do they bring that together? And I really got the solution. I really could fix their problem real easy, because there are some laws that they are ignoring that will fix their problem real easy, but I'm not going to do that. Tell them to subscribe, tell them to go to cleverly.com where we fix problems, you know what I mean? And we'll help resolve their problem. But I do think they do need to come together. This is my perspective. Let me get to it. This is my perspective. My perspective is, I don't know if y'all remember watching Dub and Brittany when it was Uwap's birthday. Yeah, it was his birthday. And Dub had took him down to Florida. And they had a real moment. I remember watching it like, oh, they ain't faking for the camera. That's real. Like, Uwap was crying. And pretty much what I gathered from it is Uwap was crying because he wanted his mother and his father both to be able to be there for his birthday. And they both celebrated his birthday. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Brittany took Uwap back to Michigan, spent time with some of her family and friends. So he had an awesome birthday. It's like he had 2 big birthday parties and all of those great things. But I can just recall him crying. And I know Dub did a great job of, trying to console him, make sure he's okay or whatever. But he really was crying because it was like, I want both of y'all. I love both of y'all. I don't want to, have to figure out or separate time and all of that stuff. And I hate what they're doing on the internet. I wish that when it comes to those type of things, it wouldn't be on the internet. And I understand that a lot has happened. A lot has happened. But I wish that they could get past it. And I think part of it is, Dub, I heard what happened. I heard what your sister said. Why you not talking to Brittany? I don't know if that's not true or not. But I think that your love that you have for your son should be stronger than the dislike you have for Brittany. Which means that if your mama can forgive and move forward, I think you should too. So that way you can have an open communication with Brittany. And Brittany, I get it. You don't like what you feel like is manipulation or the small things that he's doing that he knows is going to upset you. You don't like it. But at the same time, I think your love for your son is stronger than the dislike for the things that you're doing. And you guys both have to figure out how to let go of your ego and be able to talk. I think that's super, super important. I love what their mother said last night. Everybody loves Dub and DDG mother, because we don't know these people, but from the outside she is like warm-hearted. You could tell she's like nice, like has a great energy about her. And she I think the Shade Room or somebody posted her saying, like, I think it's to the point where I've been quiet enough. I love that because I feel like she's the glue that can help resolve a lot what's going on with them. And I think that their family is just getting so much attention right now for positive and negative stuff. Like, they was already big, they was already known, but they're blowing up. Both of them in different ways. Dub, DDG, they sister, all of them, they group, they all are blowing up like even more. Like all of them, Brittany, like all of them, they're just like past where they've been. They're like really blowing up. And of course, they say more money, more problems. You know what I'm saying? And so I think they have to get to a place where they can resolve it. But there are some particular things that they can do to resolve these issues quickly without going through the court. So this is the thing. If they go to the court, nobody wins. Nobody wins. Uwap doesn't win. And Uwap, if I'm not mistaken, he's 9 years old. And I don't know about California, but I know in other states that the judge can talk to the child when making these determinations. You don't want your child to have to go through that. That's for one. You don't want your child to go through that. For two, you don't want nobody, not me, not fans, not no judge, not no lawyers, to come up with how y'all should operate with each other. You don't want nobody doing it. Y'all have to figure out. I think, Dub, you got to give a little bit. She sacrificed as well. You've been holding her down, but you sacrifice. She has to be happy. I think, Brittany, you got to sacrifice a little bit. You know what I mean? One of the things that Brittany said that I didn't like is she said, well, you wanted me to be a bitter baby mama? I'm going to be that. I'm going to show you what a bitter baby mama is like. And I get it. She's frustrated. She feels alone. She feels attacked, right? And what people do when they feel in the corner, they come out swinging. So I get it. But you don't do evil for evil. You don't do evil for evil. I don't know if y'all believe in the Bible and, scriptures and all that stuff, but Brittany, if you truly feel like you're being done wrong, let God handle it. That doesn't mean be a fool. That doesn't mean be taken advantage of. But at the end of the day, both of y'all gotta be able to do what's the greater good for the child. And I think the one person can help y'all get back to that situation is the mother. I know Brittany, I don't know how you feel about her, but I think that I would say, I feel like you have trust and you can honor what she says. And I feel like Dub, obviously, that's your mother. And I feel like, for the most part, she can be in the middle. I feel like she can be in the middle. Y'all need someone to be in the middle. And y'all have to be able to get to a place where y'all can talk. So I keep hearing about Dimitri. Now, I've been watching Dub for a while. Just started kind of watching DDG. So I don't know Dimitri like everybody else know Dimitri. But what I would say is, I don't think nobody should be in the middle of them talking. Only reason why I'm saying the mother for now is just to get the conversations going. But once y'all able to communicate with each other, then I think she should step out of it. And it just should be y'all communicating with each other. That was the problem. That was the problem to me when Dub decided to say, I'm not communicating with you no more. We're going to go through our son, or we're going to go through this mediator, or whatever the case, because it's been disagreement about that as well. But whatever the case is, I think y'all have to get to a place where y'all are able to communicate. And yeah, we get it. The communication is strictly about y'all son. And it should be. But it should only be between y'all. Because when you start bringing all these other people, the court system, nobody's going to leave happy. Nobody's going to leave happy. So I think y'all got to be able to talk about it. Now, I do think I can resolve the issue. This is what I do for a living. Now, I solve problems. I'm a fixer. Make sure y'all go to www.cleverlystrategics.com. That's what I do. I solve problems for people, brands, organizations, and all that, so I can solve it. But I also feel like y'all can resolve this on your own. Y'all don't need nobody to come in. You know what I mean? So that's just my thoughts, Brittany. Now, if I get over 10,000 views for this, then I'm gonna lay out what I thought happened. I'll lay out what I thought happened, you know what I'm saying? But I need some real views if I'm going to do that. I need over 10K. If I get over 10K, then I'll bring the story together. Because Brittany had her story, Dub had his story, and then Tawana had her story. And then there's the truth. And I feel like I done figured out what the truth is. Because I'm in bias. There's no favoritism on none of them. I watch them all. I support them all. I like them all. So, but I kind of figured out what happened now. I really done figure out how to put the timelines together and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, if I get more than 10K, I'll do that. But probably not, because I don't drop as much as I need to. But, so until then, I just hope, somebody, able to share this. Make sure y'all hit them and share it and tell them to look at it. Because really, at the end of the day, the most important thing is that UWAP is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna speak on the DDG situation. I ain't gonna speak on it, man. I hate that he going through that. That's what I will say. I hate that he's going through it. It seems like a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff right now. And the world is changing, so make sure y'all stay guarded. All right, man, enough of this mushy stuff. Back to it. D-Lee Family and Friends. We'll be dropping vlogs, videos, all that come. Make sure y'all stay close. Peace.